All right, we're going to take a look at the sample output and explanation for this last assignment in data types level 1. So we are going to take a look in the classroom and see what we're looking for. All right, so at the start of video games, you often have to do, like a role-playing game, you often have to create a character. This is the famous point where the character is T-posing and you get to create what your character looks like, and you also get to give your character some stats and things like that. So that's what you're going to do here, because we're at the beginning of our coding class. So you'll need a character. So you are going to print a name of a character. You're going to do a class, and by class, it means like what does your character do, or what is their kind of powers, So maybe your character's a barbarian. Think of any kind of Lord of the Rings kind of thing. And you could think of people who have magic or people who have fighting kind of abilities. Whatever you want to do, it can be crazy, it can be, unicorn, elf herders, or whatever you want. And then you're going to get 50 points to create your stats. So you can have a certain amount of strength. So there's 5 different stats, and the idea is that you could give them all tens if you want to just be generic and say my character's going to start with tens and everything. Or maybe you're going to divide it up, like make his strength really low so that his magic could be really high, or her aim is really excellent, but then she has no numbers left for her logic. However you want to mix these numbers up so they add up to 50. Then you are going to make that data look good, and you're going to add 2 statistics on your own, so 2 variables that you make up. One could be maybe the biography, maybe it's how many experience points you have, or your health that you start with. Anything else that you've played in games and you've seen, you could create for your character. So I created a character, and let's take a look at what it looks like. So like I said, you're going to want to make something that looks good. So I thought putting a little box around it using some keyboard characters would make it look nice, right? So I lined it all up nice, and I just did this with spaces. Um, it's a little tricky to do, but it's kind of a fun challenge. How you make yours look nice is up to you. It doesn't have to match exactly what mine does. But I gave him a name, I gave him a class, I gave him his stats, I gave him a favorite food, and then I made a biography to explain him. And of course, in the background, all of these are variables that I then printed out. So that's what it looks like. That's what you're trying to do. Be a little creative and have some fun with this one. It's a longer program than the other ones, but only because there's a lot of variables and it's kind of fun. So enjoy.